Hello there guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sal speaking. Today I would like to talk about how I write my instrumental music. I have been playing since I was 8 years old. I remember my parents bought me a keyboard. It was like this small keyboard, and so I started to play by ear. I was playing with 1 or 2 fingers at a time, and I was just like listening to a song, and I was having a lot of fun just reproducing any song I would listen to. And I felt happy. I remember before buying the keyboard, I was looking at a magazine, and I remember there was like this keyboard was like $100, actually 100 euros. Actually, we didn't have euros back in the days, but I remember it was 100 liras. Today it would be something like 100 euros. So it was kind of expensive for my family because back in the days I was living in a ghetto place, and so my parents didn't have enough money to buy me a keyboard. But I don't know how they managed to do that, but they made me really happy, and one day they bought me this keyboard, and so I started to play, and I was having a lot of fun. I was spending lots of hours playing and enjoying myself. When I turned 10, my grandmother, she bought me a bigger keyboard. It was like this big, and it had like lots of instruments inside, and so I was like playing with these different instruments, and I was having a lot of fun too. I started to put the left hand as well. I wasn't very good at it, but I just added the left hand, and I was like practicing and practicing and practicing and playing and playing and playing. And when I turned 14, I met with Metatron actually. I met with Raffaello, and he was in a pianist mode. He was playing the piano every day, he was practicing a lot, he was playing classical music. And so when I heard him play, I was, wow, this guy is so talented. He can probably teach me something in order to improve. So he taught me lots of things, actually he kind of taught me how to put my fingers in the right way, because I didn't take any piano lessons, so nobody taught me anything, and so I didn't know how to play. I didn't know how to put my fingers in the right position. And so I learned that, and I learned a few things, but I was still self-taught. Nobody taught me anything, and I kept on playing by myself. When I turned 16, I took some piano lessons, and I started to play, and I started to improve. And even to this day, really believe me, I need to improve. But I will talk about that in a minute. My dad is not a musician. He does other things. He does more manual jobs. So he's got big hands and strong hands, and he's not a musician. No one in my family is a musician. Although my great-grandfather, he was really attracted, and he really liked going to the theater. He would go to the theater a lot, and sometimes he would come back home bringing like some ladies, like singers and stuff, and my great-grandmother, she was like so jealous of him. And since he was like a handsome man, he was like a funny man, he was very good at entertaining people, and and so that's a fun fact, a fun family fact. Yeah, even though I really love the piano, the first instrument I dealt with, the first instrument that I played, it wasn't the piano. I started playing my dad's guitar. He bought a guitar, I don't know, maybe he wanted to quit smoking or something. One day, he just came back home with a guitar. And so I just looked at that guitar, and I was like, wow, this is a really cool instrument. But my dad was very jealous of it. He didn't allow anybody to touch it. And whenever he would go out, I would just sneak in and grab the guitar and start to improvise something on the guitar, because I have music flowing in my veins. And so I could play almost any instrument. I don't know how to explain it. It is really hard to explain, but when I play, I know how, like when I hear music, for example, I know how it would need to be played. I don't know, it is really hard to explain. I really can't explain it. I don't consider myself to be a really good guitar player, although I really like guitar, and this was like the first instrument I was just playing with, you know, playing, not meaning that I was able to play, but I was playing the guitar as, you know, a game, you know. And so I was somewhat good at you know, reproducing any songs I would listen to, and I would play with one string, one chord maybe, and even to this day I can play with few strings like at the same time, but I'm not really good at playing guitar. But I would play just, I don't know, something like this. I would just improvise something like. So I would just like love to do like, you know, just like simple things like this. And today I kind of improved a little bit, and so I don't know, I like to do things like, I don't know. Yeah, I can read, though I can read music now, I'm not a big fan of reading and playing at the same time. I don't really like to do that. I really love to, you know, take for example, like some music and just like, you know, read the music, learn the piece, and then play it by heart. I don't like to play something that is written, something that is on paper, and then playing it right away. I just hate that. I just hate it. I love to play as I, you know, I have the piece in my mind. That gives me more interpretation, you know. Many musicians tend to use virtuosity as they play, meaning like they play really quick, they've got amazing skills, they've got great skills, and so they can play, you know, back and forth really fast, and you know, and that's a really great effect, and people are amazed whenever somebody is, you know, playing so well, whenever somebody is like so skilled. But I am not a big fan of these people, although if you give it the right interpretation, yes, you know, I am a big fan of it, because I think if a musician develops a certain technique, so if you have a good technique and you have a good heart, and if you mix the technique with a good heart, yes, you can do great things, you can do amazing things, so you can touch the hearts of the people. My question is, whenever you play, why do you play? I mean, some people just learn a few pieces, maybe like they listen to a film soundtrack and they're like, wow, that film soundtrack is so good, so amazing, so if I'll play it for my girlfriend or for a girl or for a friend or whatever, you know, people will be like, wow, this guy's so good at playing, and you know, you can make yourself, you can be noticed by the people so easily, and people will like you, and you can show off, let's put it this way. But the real question is, why are you actually playing? Why are you doing music? And why am I doing music? Why am I playing? Why do I, you know, write songs? Why do I write instrumental music? Well, that's really, you know, simple for me. I believe like music is a matter of emotions. You need to put your emotions into music, and if people feel it, you know, you're successful. If people feel it, you have done a good job. I don't consider myself to be a great musician. I consider myself somebody who has good feelings in his heart, and somebody who is always thinking about improving. I believe that self-improvement, and in music you need to always work on something. You know, you're never great. I don't think there is any great musicians. Well, I do believe there are great musicians, but I don't think I am one of them. I would like to thank my subscribers for supporting me so much. Every time I write a song, every time I post a video about like instrumental music, people are somewhat happy and they write good comments. But to be honest with you, this only humbles me and really humbles me, and it makes me feel that there's a lot to improve, and I will never brag about your comments, although I really love all the comments you write. And so now I'm gonna give you I'm gonna show you some things. At least I will try to show you, I will try to put into practice what I'm talking about. So I will describe two situations, and I will try to put these two situations into music. And that's really hard. Okay, so the first example is just like, I don't know, I'm just improvising here. I didn't prepare it, to be honest with you. So the first example, just, I don't know, like a child going to school and is very happy to go to school, and then the teacher comes inside the room and is very nervous. He doesn't know what to do because he's not prepared, because he didn't study, so he's kind of scared. And yeah, so let's try to do this. I don't know. Happy, whatever, I don't know. So he enters the room, like he enters the class, and he sits down and talks with his, he talks with his, friends, but all of a sudden the teacher comes in. Is kind of, worried about things. But the other example, and I'm gonna tell you everything. So the first part, I'm gonna play a guy who's walking his dog around, and a wave comes and the dog dies. So let's, try to do this. So the guy is holding a ball and is throwing the ball, and the dog is running after the ball, is going to pick the ball up, and something happens, okay? The dog is dead, and his owner starts to cry. End of the story. Of course, this is like a improvised example, but this is, you know, something that a musician needs to communicate with people, you know. And I use these fun examples just to try to explain how cool it is when you are able to make others, you know, understand what you do, others feel what you do. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you feel sad, you better call Sal. Bye bye.